Hi guys, it's Chris the Ultimate Recycler back in the storage shed at the shop, and I've got so much room I can step well back from the camera. I'm really enjoying this room opening out, and hopefully it will continue to, and we've been finding some pretty good stuff. Last episode we did all those Nissan manuals. That hasn't gone live yet as I'm starting to film here, so I'm not sure how it will be received. I did pose the question whether we should keep doing a lot of car manuals or do them all off camera, and a few of you on Patreon gave you feedback because you've seen it already and people want to still see them, so we'll see how we go. I'm going to mix things up today, and we'll start up the top here, work down some of this aisle because we've got a lot more electrical stuff there, and I want to keep chopping and changing so I don't just inundate you with the same videos all the time or similar, but I have to deal with them anyway. Up the top I think we've just got some packaging, so that's easy. Just some foam, some of this squishy foam packaging, really good for when you're doing eBay work. So that's fine. I'll just store that away because I will be doing lots more eBay in the future, I think. Next box, what's in here? We have, some boxes of stuff. We better open this on the bench. I don't know what's in that. And this one says $2 books. But labels have been known to lie, and it's not $2 books. It's something wrapped up in a bag. Okay, we'll take this through to the counter as well. We could get some interesting stuff out of these too, but we've got down to a crate here which has lots of stuff wrapped up in it, so could be some pretty interesting stuff in this pile. We obviously have books of some sort down below here. Let's get these through to the counter. Okay, let's see what's in these boxes. The top one looks to have some doilies, so maybe they were in my old shop. They are priced just $5 each, but some of them might, yeah, they don't bring what they used to, even though they might be very old hand embroidered doilies. That might be more of a commercial one, but it's badly stained. I think these might end up in the $1 each box. Yeah, they look okay, but I think I'll take the prices off them and just put them all in the $1 box, or leave the prices on them and say now $1 each. That way people think they're getting a bargain, which they probably are. They're clipped together, $5 the pair. Oh, that one's had it. It's badly stained, but it's also badly torn. Uh-oh. I think we've had insects in here. Or mice. Something that's stained, and it's quite rotten where the stain is. Alright, I'm going to have to grade them. Yeah, look, that one's half gone. So, oh, there might have been mice in here. There's evidence of them. Doesn't really smell of it. There's a bank money bag. Another one of those. Oh, that one's had it. Yeah, I think some of this might... Well, they would be cotton. They can go in the compost bin. They will rot down quite nicely. But there's definitely been mice in here. But also, yeah, they do smell a bit at the bottom. I'll just pick out the best ones from the top that are clean and don't smell, but I think the rest of them will probably just go in the compost bin. They should rot away quite nicely, as evidenced by the fact that they're kind of rotting away anyway. So there, not much value in that lot. Yeah, the top few are okay, but that's about it. All right, what's underneath here? Looks like a hat band. It's not damaged, but it is quite stained. And a bag here that, oh, I remember this. One of the very first house lots I did was a police officer back in the 70s, so that would be a proper police hat. It's a bit squashed, not stored in the best condition. Hopefully mice haven't been into this bag. Oh, they're the white sleeves. They've been, I think it's had silverfish eating the fabric. That might have been like that when I got it. I think these were the sleeves they put on, probably buttoned up to your lapel button when you're traffic directing on point duty in the old days when police used to stand in the middle of an intersection. Don't think they'd be game to do that now. So I reckon that's what they are. Don't know that they've got any branding in them. That one's not damaged. Well, there's a few in here. They probably need a wash up. That one's a waterproof one. So Yeah, it's got elastic around where the hand goes through. So you know you're not having a good day when you get rostered on point duty in the rain. Well, they might have some value. What else is in here? Something else in a plastic bag. Oh, lots of interesting bits and pieces down the bottom. Some gloves. I wonder if these are police issue gloves. Looks okay. So I don't think the mice have been into this, which is good. But there's a whole lot of jewellery or buttons or something at the bottom. We'll tip them out in a minute. That'll be really cool to go through. Those gloves look okay. A bit stiff. Wonder if they're police issue. Yeah, they might even be leather. All right, we'll tip that out in a minute because that looks really interesting. Nothing else in the box. So we have got some value. What was in this bag? It's more fabric. Oh, it looks like they look like scouting badges. Oh yes, it's a scout's shirt or cubs with some patches on it. An Australia patch. The district says Ngambie on there, which is our local town. Northern region. Shoulder, what do they call those shoulder things? I'm not sure. And it's a Scout approved product, size 18, Australian made. So that may have some collectible value. It's in good condition. I'll hang that up on a coat hanger in the shop. Don't know what we're going to ask for it. I'd have to do some checking. But that would probably date back to the 70s or 80s. Has it got a date? Oh, 1997 on one of the patches. So it's 25 years old at least. So yeah, not quite as old as I thought. And there's another patch. Oh, a couple more patches that say Ngambie. So we'll put that back in the bag. I'll have to work out a value for that. I assume it's got some sort of collectability. Okay, so we have our police sleeves, our squashed police hat. Don't know if we can do much with that. There's no badge on it, unfortunately. Size 7 1/4. But the plastic is, oh yeah, it's coming apart. I think I'd still sell it, and it probably could be fixed up. Shame it didn't have the badge on it. So it might only be $10 maybe as a repairer. We'll get into this last. I want to see what's in this other box next. Let's get you a bit closer and have a look in here, because I can see some newspaper cuttings, and these aren't all that old, but they're quite significant for the local area. 2003, and look what happened to our local church by the lake. A truck went straight through it. I believe it made news headlines around the world at the time. I've got a photo from almost the same angle. I turned up about 10 minutes after it happened. There was still dust in the air, and it was quite amazing because just the other side of that little chapel is the lake, quite a steep bank down to the lake, and that truck was only really a matter of, I don't know, 10 metres from careering right down into the lake. And also there's a picnic table just about where the cabin is. So luckily it was misty rain that day and there was no one sitting on the picnic table. So yeah, quite an event for the town. We lost our little church, unfortunately. It had to be demolished, obviously. You pulled the truck out, it fell down. There was a few jokes going around about we didn't know religion offered a drive-through service. Perhaps he wanted to contribute something to the collection plate. Well, he'd need to after that. I don't even know what happened to the driver. And, oh, there's a follow-up article about it. So, yeah, interesting. I probably don't really need to keep those. Oh, and this was that was in the Herald Sun, I think. And this is the Age. Also ran a big story on it. So there we go. I've got my own photos. What else is in here? We have some protector pads for sticking under furniture to stop scratching your floor. This looks like some sort of jewellery box. I wonder if there's jewellery in it. Oh, a little bit. Okay. Looks like we've got some little bits and pieces to go through. Now we have a modern box here that says elephant on the front. I'm fairly certain there won't be an elephant in here. What do we got? Little compartments, nothing in it. Okay, so just a little box, we can sell that. Not sure what actually was in it. Perhaps I've seen little gift sets of tea, all sorts of stuff. I don't know, maybe it's just a storage box, but clearly not elephants. All right, so we should be able to get $10 for that box. Quite modern, but possibly useful. That's the end of this tub, so pretty easy. Little bit of jewellery to sort out, and we get to tip out this bag. All right, let's have a better look in here. I don't think there's going to be anything particularly flash. The box itself is coming apart. Looks like it may be a 1950s era. I don't know, might have even been a chocolate box, I'm not sure. I don't think there's any value there. And this seems to be just all quite modern fashion jewellery. A ring there, I don't think it'll be precious metal. Little chain. Another ring that looks like brass. And a stretchy bracelet. Some earrings. Oh, there's a matching set. Oh, that could be... That looks like it might be gold. Could we have found real gold? I think there's a name on it. We'll check that in a minute. But not really much else of interest. Some older bits, belt buckle I think. Oh yeah, there's the other half. Some homemade earrings. Alright, not very much. I'm hoping this is real gold, but I suspect it probably isn't. Probably just gold plated. So I just took a couple of photos of that, and it says Debbie on the front, as you can see, and on the back it says 9 carat lined, which means it is plated, and Rod is an Australian metalware manufacturer. So unfortunately, not much value there. Perhaps Debbie might buy it, but I don't think it's going to get very much at all. Okay, time to empty this bag and see what's in the bottom of it. I thought I could see a watch and maybe some police badges. Wonder if the hat badge is in here, that'd be nice. All right, interesting mix. Not sure what that's of. A whistle. The Acme Thunderer, made in England. Possibly a police issue whistle when you're on points duty. Approved driver certificate. Oh yeah, that's from the family where I bought the police stuff from. That might be something to do with being able to drive a police car. I'll have to check that out. So it looks like we do have some police badges. They go on the shoulder, I think. And some buttons, probably police buttons. Lots of them. Another whistle. This is the Hustler. And there, that's a giant cufflink. There's another cufflink, but they're different. So we only have one of each of those. We have lots of these police shoulder badges made by Stokes of Melbourne, quite famous for making badges and all sorts of things like that. Some of these buttons might well be Stokes. There's lots of police buttons, some larger ones. There's a couple of watches. I'll have a look at those in a minute. In fact, that's the rest of them. They're all just police shoulder badges and buttons. And there's one with a fold-out thing. I don't know. Maybe that went on your hat. And these watches, this one looks like it's Humphrey Bear, and he's lost his hands. Yeah, they're just floating around inside the face there. So we won't know if that actually works or not. It's made in Japan, and I don't think it's a quartz watch. It's a mechanical wind watch, I think. I'll have to see if we can put the hands back on. I'll have to check that out, see if it's worth anything. This one's a bit nicer, but it's pretty rough. It's 60s era men's watch, very collectible. Can't quite read a brand on it at the moment. Okay, I'll try and get a photo. I can't really make out the brand. The face is quite aged, and the crystal is very scuffed. And I think the hands are swinging around, are they? Oh no. I don't think it's a valuable watch. I think it's probably Swiss made though. But yeah, it's in pretty rough condition, so it's probably not going to be worth very much. I'll have to do some checking on that. So there we go, what a haul today. I better do some checking out. We're going to get a bit of value for these whistles. And it might be surprising what they add up to. I don't know about the police buttons. Just says Police Force Victoria. And now it's time to go through our treasures and see what prices we've worked out and what we've discovered. The Scout shirt, it is 1990s era and it's local. I thought I might hang it up and put $30 on it. I don't know that the museum would be that interested in it, but maybe I could check with them, but I'm going to put it in the shop for $30. The sleeves, these white sleeves or armlets, I think they might be called. We did wash them up. I just put them through the washing machine at home just to freshen them up a bit. They're obviously still a bit stained, but they're a classic piece of the Victoria Police uniform back in the day, probably 70s or 80s. I think these are police issue gloves. They're actually leather. They're a little bit stiff, but they would free up all right. They don't have any branding. They do have a size. I think they're size, what does it say, size 6? Or size 9, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're not too bad. They're well worn, but they're, again, probably police issue. I think I went $20 on those, 20 for the lot of those if I didn't mention that. The police hat there looks much better than what it actually is. It's pretty rough. I've got it on a glass police head. I'm assuming as a policeman he looks like it. He's pretty stern. The stitching's coming undone. The actual structure of it isn't that good because it's been squashed, but when it's pressed onto the hat stand there or the head, it actually looks okay. I'm only going to ask $10 for it. This headband we pulled out earlier, I think came from a police issue pith helmet, and I found a photo of one. It's a similar sort of band, and this is actually the top of the pith helmet. So I'm just going to put $5 on the pair. If someone has early police stuff and they want bits and pieces, particularly the top there, it's in great condition. We'll see if we get $5 for that. So that's all the clothing bits. I'll go through the jewellery and the badges. And here's all our small treasures, and I've sorted them into saleable items. We're going to do some bulk lots. Well, actually this bulk lot is all bits and pieces, odd earrings or broken ones. The bracelet is missing one of the elastic straps and the other one looks like it's about to break. The cufflinks, there was just 2 odd ones. So that is all going in a jar, which we end up, I basically just put it all in a jar of junk jewellery, bits and pieces, and it will sell for $10 a jar full down the track, just as for craft stuff. So I'm not going to write down any value for that. These 3 rings, I'm going to try $5 each. They're only costume jewellery. The little Debbie gold, rolled gold, I guess it's a brooch. We'll try 5 on that. All these earrings here are just modern ones. A few screw-on ones, some homemade ones. I'm going to put them in a box or something, a little display case, and just have $2 a pair. Want them to go quickly. And I'll also add in these 3 pendants, a plastic horse, a little bell, and I think it's plastic pendant that actually says Myrtle. So I don't think there'll be too many Myrtles around. If any of you guys watching are called Myrtle, let me know and I'll send it to you for free. The rest of it, police buttons, I'm going to have $2 each on the small ones, $5 each on the 2 big ones. These badges are going to be $10 each, the shoulder badges. The watches, only $5 on the Humphrey one. It's more than just the hands loose. I wound it and it feels like the mainspring's broken. It just keeps winding. So unfortunately, it is a mechanical watch and in good condition. I would probably ask quite a bit for it, just $5. This one, even though we can't really read the face very well, it actually is still working. I wound that yesterday and it's still exactly the right time. So it's a good quality Swiss movement. Unfortunately, the face isn't very nice. Well, that's probably a bit rude, isn't it? Didn't mean to offend you, Mr. Watch. It's quite worn and it looks like there's a bit of oxidization going on. Plus the crystal is very scratched. I'm going to ask $30 for that because the movement actually is okay. The little driver certificate here, even though it's a bit tatty, it actually is a Victorian Police driving certificate, and it allowed the owner to drive a divisional van. He wasn't allowed to drive a motorbike, hypershoot vehicle, light transport or heavy vehicles, but he could drive a divvy van, as we called them in Australia, and that's an approved Victoria Police licence. A bit tatty, but I thought I'd ask $15 for that. You don't see too many of those around. The whistles, both English made. The Acme one, we looked at these earlier, and they both work fine. Scared the daylights out of Coco when I tested them. $20 each on those. So that'll add up to quite a bit. Let's have a look at the notepad. Well, we also have that elephant box down there. So our list of prices for this episode is as follows, and we should get that sort of price for all that. I don't think anything's overly dear, and the police buttons will sell, I'm sure. So a total of $349 there. Not that I do these episodes to get a total, but they're prices if anyone wishes to buy anything from this episode, and that's what I'll be putting it in the shop at as soon as this video goes public. The items will then be in the shop, so members will get first dibs on any of this. So thanks for watching, guys. Another episode down, more stuff going out of this shed. Next episode, I think I might get back up on the top here and do some electrical stuff, and then we'll do one episode of that, and we'll try and get a fair bit done in one hit just to clear that shelf off. Then we'll get back to that red crate that has stuff wrapped up in newspaper. It won't be electrical, it won't be police, it won't be car manuals. Who knows? Tune in then and we'll have a look. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.